Most people think choosing the perfect cabin location is about the view, but that's the first mistake that ruins their getaway. Today I'm exposing the insider secrets that seasoned cabin owners never tell you, so you're dreaming of the perfect cabin escape. Maybe it's a romantic weekend, a family retreat, a solo recharge, or even scouting a spot for your own future cabin. But here's the truth. The location you choose will make or break your entire experience. A good cabin location gives you peace, comfort, and memories you want to relive. A bad one? Well, let's just say nothing ruins a cozy night by the fire like loud neighbors, bad road access, or sitting in a location that looks nothing like the photos. That's why today, we're breaking down the top 10 insider tips that experts use when choosing the perfect cabin location. These are the same criteria that property scouts, off-grid homesteaders, and luxury rental owners use every single day. And don't worry, I'm keeping everything simple, clear, and practical. Let's jump right in. Number 10. Proximity to essential access roads. Let's begin with something most people never think about until it's too late. How easy is it to reach the cabin? When browsing photos online, every cabin looks secluded and magical. But what you don't see is the road leading to it, and that road can tell you a lot. Many cabins sit at the end of gravel roads, steep hills, or unpaved stretches that become nightmares after rain or snow. And trust me, nothing kills vacation vibes faster than realizing your car can't make it up the driveway. Here's why access matters. Emergency vehicles need to reach you. You don't want to spend half your trip navigating bad roads. Weather suddenly becomes a real factor. Ride-sharing services often don't reach remote areas. Experts always ask, what kind of vehicle will you need to get there? If you're traveling in a sedan and the cabin requires a 4x4, you're setting yourself up for stress. So here's the insider tip. Always check satellite view and street view before booking. And if the listing mentions steep, rugged, mountain road, or requires all-wheel drive, take that seriously. Your cabin may be beautiful, but the journey to get there matters just as much. Number 9. Noise levels and neighbor distance. You know that cabin photo with nothing but trees in the background? Yeah. Sometimes those trees hide 3 more cabins 30 feet away. Many travelers assume cabin means secluded, but cabins can be located in cabin communities, resort-style clusters, areas with events and tourist traffic, shared properties if you're looking for peace. The last thing you want is party cabins, nearby loud generators, nearby construction traffic on the only access road. Insider trick. Turn on the cabin location's satellite map, zoom out, and look for nearby structures. Even better, check nighttime reviews. Look for mentions like quiet, private, and secluded, or the opposite, thin walls, close neighbors, or could hear people outside. Here's the reality. The location determines your atmosphere. If you want serenity, choose a cabin where other properties are sparse, not clustered. If you're going with a group and want activities nearby, then being closer to neighbors might actually be a perk. But either way, know before you go. Number 8. Sun exposure and landscape orientation. Here's a secret few talk about, but it can completely change the cabin experience. Which way does the cabin face? The direction determines your sunrise and sunset views, how warm the cabin gets, how fast snow melts, how much shade you get, which windows stay bright or dark, for example. A cabin facing east gets warm morning light, perfect if you're an early riser or you love sunrise coffee moments. A west-facing cabin gets those dramatic golden hour sunsets, ideal for photographers or couples looking for romantic vibes. Meanwhile, a north-facing cabin stays cooler and shaded, great for summer but potentially chilly or dim in winter. A south-facing cabin gets more consistent warmth, making it cozy year-round. Pro cabin owners. Always check orientation because it affects everything from energy use to view quality. So, when choosing your cabin, look for photos taken at different times of day or message the host to ask about sunlight direction. It's a small detail that makes a big difference in the atmosphere. Number 7. Nearby attractions and activities. You might think you're booking a cabin to get away from it all. But here's the truth. Having some activities nearby can actually enhance your cabin experience. A lot of travelers make the mistake of thinking, They'll be perfectly happy in total isolation. But after a couple of days, the novelty of being alone in nature can wear off. So, when choosing your cabin location, think about nearby hiking trails, ski slopes, lakes for swimming or fishing, sightseeing spots, or national parks, small towns with local cafes or shops. Pro tip: don't just focus on outdoor activities. Some of the most memorable cabin stays also include proximity to art galleries, music venues, or historical sites. A cozy day spent at a local museum or a night listening to live music in a nearby town can provide a great balance to your time spent at the cabin. Here's the pro's secret: location matters, but the right activities nearby can turn your simple weekend retreat into an unforgettable trip. It's all about finding the right balance of seclusion and convenience. Number 6. Terrain and natural features. You know that cabin image with a lake in front and a mountain in the background? It's the ultimate dream vacation image. But before you get too excited, you need to think about the terrain and natural features around the cabin. Why? Because depending on your chosen location, the terrain can either be your best friend or your worst enemy. Let's break it down. Flat, accessible terrain is easier for families with kids, older guests, or anyone with mobility issues. Steep, rocky terrain may be better suited for adventure seekers who enjoy mountain climbing or intense hiking. Waterfront properties are gorgeous, but they often come with higher maintenance, flooding risks, or accessibility issues, not to mention mosquitoes or damp conditions. Wooded or forested areas might provide privacy and natural beauty, but could come with challenges like difficult road access, wildlife encounters, or seasonal weather changes. The terrain directly impacts everything: your comfort, how easy is it to get around, your safety, is there any risk of landslides, flooding, or unstable ground, your activities, hiking, swimming, or just relaxing on the porch. Insider tip: if you're unfamiliar with the area, ask locals about the terrain's condition during different seasons. A road that's easy to navigate in summer may become impassable in the fall or spring. Number 5. Seasonal accessibility and weather. The best cabin location can quickly become a headache if you don't account for seasonal accessibility and the local weather conditions. So, if you're planning on visiting during the off-season, whether it's fall, winter, or early spring, consider how weather will affect your travel plans. Some cabins are fantastic in summer, but practically inaccessible in winter because of snow, mud, or blocked roads. Here's a quick checklist of things to consider. Roads and paths. Do they get plowed or cleared? Heavy snow. Does the cabin have winter-specific features like heating, proper insulation, or firewood supply? Rainy or wet seasons. Is there any risk of flooding? Are trails and roads muddy or impassable during certain months? Wildlife in winter, if you're heading to colder climates. Consider whether wildlife, like bears or elk, might affect your stay during hibernation or migration seasons. Pro experts always recommend checking reviews from previous guests who stayed during the same season you plan to visit. They'll tell you if the cabin's infrastructure, like heating, backup power, or roof design, is truly up to the task when bad weather strikes. An important insider tip: know the seasonal peaks and valleys. In ski towns, cabins can be sold out months in advance during peak season. Think holidays or ski season. On the flip side, you might find fantastic deals in shoulder seasons, fall or early spring, if you don't mind unpredictable weather. We've now covered some of the practical aspects of choosing the perfect cabin location: accessibility, terrain, and the proximity of activities. But don't go anywhere. Number 4. Scenic views and visual appeal. We all want that postcard perfect view, the kind of landscape you can't wait to wake up to. But let's get real for a second. A beautiful view isn't just for Instagram posts. It's a key part of your entire experience. When choosing your cabin location, it's not only about the view. It's about how it contributes to the overall mood of your trip. Here's what to consider. What's the view from your porch, bedroom, or living room? Is it a lake, mountains, forest, or valley? Is the view unobstructed by other cabins or structures? Does the view enhance your experience during all times of day, from the sunrise to golden hour to night? If you're in a rural setting, what's visible at night? A starry sky or too much light pollution? While some people crave the idea of sitting by a tranquil lake or being surrounded by towering mountain peaks, others prefer a more shaded or secluded space. Insider tip: when booking a cabin with a scenic view, ask for photos taken from different rooms or various times of day. Sometimes, cabins are listed with views that are only visible from one tiny corner or window. Bonus tip for real estate pros: views impact property value. 2. If you're in the market for a long-term investment, always evaluate the view worth when considering a cabin's resale potential. Asterisk.